Harvey, when Ruth walked into that church, presented himself as a decent person, then got up and pulled that death wish of his on those 9 people, 3 men, 6 women, what did he do? Did he carry out his mission to create hatred, more hatred in this nation? And did he start the race war that he wanted to start? Or exactly what did he do when he pulled that trigger?
He devastated 9 families. He caused a lot of emotional distraught and turmoil throughout the African American community. He will not get his race war, although a race war may come, but it won't come as a result of what he did the other day. So all he did is he took 9 lives, and he shattered the lives of the loved ones of those 9 individuals who were in their church worshiping and praying and studying the Word of God. That's basically all that he accomplished. And he in a sense, has ruined his life because he may never, I doubt very seriously if he will ever walk outside and see the light of day again. At least he should never. And so that's what he accomplished. He ended the life of 9 good human beings, destroyed some family ties, and he has also destroyed his own life. But no, he didn't. In terms of, I also see a coming together, a greater coming together of the communities because, as I said earlier, that event stripped open the soul of racism, the soul of bigotry, the soul of prejudice, and we got to see it raw and up close. We got to smell the stench of racism in that act. And it caused white people to say, you know, enough of this is enough. And so you see in Charleston, you see the communities coming together. You see the whites and blacks coming together throughout the country, rallying around this incident because they see now, they see it and they smell it. And racism stinks. It looks bad and it smells bad. And it has to end. It's rotten. It's rotten to the core.
Yeah, the same. I'm sure you know the same feeling like they had when the Klan bombed the church and the Emmett Till and you know it just opened up old wounds that somehow it seems that those white Christians just don't accept black Christians. You know, for some reason, you know, it just opened up another wound that you know, they talk a lot about about how ISIS treat Christians, but you have Christians treating Christians the same way in America, even worse. You know, the thing of it is that it like the brother said. I mean, it just hurt families, it hurt me. But then you still have people that go on the news and radio and talk as if, you know, somehow people in their church worshiping or black people brought this on them own selves. So, I mean, it's just despicable. It's heartbreaking, and, you know, my thoughts and prayers go out to the family. But, again, you know, it seems like it's the same thing. It just ain't gonna never end.
Where do we as black people go from here after Charleston? Brother Hogan?
After Charleston, I mean, we just need to realize that you know, we've been sleeping with the enemy too long. We done got too comfortable, not only with just being too forgiving. I mean, I understand that you're supposed to be forgiving, but at some point, you know, it seems that black people are just too forgiving and too forgetful of things that done happened in the past, like I say, the church bombings and all that. And now, you know, it's like they're taking the shackles off the arm and leg and putting them on the mind. And I heard, you know, I listened on TV about how they don't want to call this rape. I mean, they don't want to call this an act of terrorism. And I think that one of the reasons is because they don't want to go after these militia groups like the KKK and the skinheads, and it's politicians. It's equal to like the politicians don't want to go after some of these racist anarchist groups, because some of them probably in their own family. You know, we as black people, we have the same problem in our community where we don't want to confront the drug dealers, we don't want to confront the gang bangers, because some of them are in our family, and we don't want to feel like we causing trouble with people that's in our own family. So you got this same type of mentality in the white community, you know, with the skinheads and all that. They don't want to confront them. They don't want to talk about it. They don't want to stir up, you know, like rebel rouse. So until we as black people and white people address some of the things that's going on in our own community, we're going to continue to, you know, pay a heavy price like this. When it comes down, you know, it's not just a black community or a white community, it's an American community.
Brother Harvey, your take.
Well, Brother Hogan makes a very good point, and he, although he wasn't sitting in West 100th Street Baptist Church yesterday when Minister Louis Farrakhan spoke, he echoes what Minister Farrakhan said, and that is that we have to stop. He said it's kind of hard to march on Washington when black folks, you know, get after white people for killing black people when black people killing black people. And he says that when black people kill black people, there's no protest. So it's kind of hard for us to protest our own conduct. And so Brother Hogan makes this analogy, and he's right on it. We have this gang violence in our community, and so black people got to address it. We got to stop saying, well, they all are doing it because of the drugs that the government put into our communities, and so they're a little off whack right now. We have to come to grips with it and start saying, brothers, put down your guns. Brothers, put down your drugs. Brothers, we're going to find a way to make money other than the illegal way, so you don't have those turf battles that you got to fight over. And on the same hand, I never thought about this until Brother Hogan mentioned it, but he's exactly correct. You've got the skinheads in the white community, and they don't want to talk about them. They don't want to. The whites do not want to chastise them and bring them back into the loop. But we have to start having these hard conversations in our families. So I just want to reiterate what Brother Hogan said and what Minister Louis Farrakhan said on yesterday. And also, in the larger sense of the question, where do we go from here? In addition to this self-awareness and cleaning up our own community, you know, Mr. Farrakhan also talked about withholding our money from corporate America, because you really can get a person's attention when you get into their pocket. You know, people look the other way and look the other way, but if their dollars start coming up short, all of a sudden they pay you a little bit better attention. And I know our community put a lot of money into the holiday season, every holiday season. I know we do, and I don't know if the African American community, by and large, will buy into Minister Farrakhan's call to boycott Christmas and not buy the gifts, but to sit around the table with the family in mass and talk about Jesus, talk about what Jesus stood for, talk about what Jesus wants you to stand for. And if we were to do that, we'll have the best Christmas we possibly could ever have. But I certainly hope that Black America would do that, and I hope whites in America will also do that. I think if we send a message to Wall Street that you're not going to continue to make money on us if we can't get some justice from our government, if we can't get these fringe groups marginalized so they do not cause harm to our people, we're not going to support you with our money. And that's a powerful statement. So that's where I think we go from here. And that is where Martin Luther King Jr. was going to take us after he had finished his work with the Memphis sanitation workers in 1968. And he never got an opportunity to do that.
Well, you guys are right on it, I tell you, and I want to co-sign Brother Hogan's statement also about that. and the skinheads and all of those things. I hadn't thought about it until he said this, but he's exactly right. If America would label terrorism as it is, that means then that they would have to take down all of those groups. And we saw up in the Northwest here shortly when the man was grazing his cattle on government land, and they went in to try to get him to pay for the grazing that had been done. This man had militia coming in from all over the United States pointing their high-power rifles at the federal government, and in fact neutralized the government's attempt to pull him in check. So for America to have to take down a part of what you guys described as their family is a very serious note that black people ought to pay strictly attention to as you're watching this whole thing play out. And I'm glad that Brother Hogan brought that out, and I'm glad that you opened it up a bit further, Brother Harvey.